friends, and what up to the wise ones out there? This is JP with Wise Guys Gaming, and we get the opportunity to take a look at the Joker. It's about time. I have been waiting for quite some time to play as Joker. I really want to play Spawn, but that's going to be a while. So let's not trip on that. Let's enjoy the blessings that we have before us instead of complaining about the blessings that we don't have yet. Come on, March. Come on, March. Either way, this video is going to be a quick, kind of a quick look at the Joker. If you have not seen any videos like I've done before, this one may not be quite as in-depth as some of the other ones, but the plan is to get a good look at who the Joker is, what he's about, some of his block strings, some of his combos, and kind of get an idea of what you're able to do with him. I intend to have more videos coming up in the future showing a little bit more of Joker as well as some of the other things. I've been practicing some things just so I can bring that out. I can't wait. But thank you for coming. Welcome. If you look around, you should be able to see what you need to see for the basics as well as for each variation. If you want to slip to those specific parts, just feel free to click anywhere out here. It should be designated to where you need to click to get to where you need to go. Either way, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Alright, since we're here, let's start with the basics of the Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime. I'm not going to get into too much. Good to know that for as far as basic attacks go, he does have a 8 frame stand up normal and a 7-frame crouching normal. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that range. And that's 7 frames. That's really, really fast. Standing one is 8 frames. The good thing about the standing one being 8 frames is because that is his most versatile combo starter as well. You get into what I like to call the 1-2 series. 1-2. This string has 3 different branches, and you get to choose which one you want. I suspect there's going to be some nerfing somewhere in this, but I don't know for sure because I don't know how this is going to affect the tournament level. But I guarantee you, there is going to be wailing and gnashing of teeth about this. Just saying. So the first hit's a high, second hit's a mid. If you go 1-2-1, you get a pop-up. It's a nice little pop-up that you can turn into a combo. Ta-da! Or, I guess I couldn't do it that way. Can I do it that? Yeah, okay. So you have options. Okay. Either way, you have options with that. I'll get into more later, but there's that. If you don't want to do 1-2-1, you can do 1-2-2. And with an overhead. This is going to be the most damaging version because it ends with an overhead and a knockdown. So now your opponent has... you can start your Oki. It's not that much more damaging than the other options, but you do get the knockdown from it and the overhead. Oh, you don't want to do the overhead? That's fine. How about another mid? This is probably your safest option. It is also cancelable. Boom. And you can hit most of your special attacks with it. I don't know the other one. There it goes. So you can pretty much hit everything with it. Now, you can't string this together though. This combo has been made so that you cannot string it together with the same combo. The second hit causes a knockdown if your opponent is launched. So, automatically knocks him down. Can you do this? No, can't even cancel that. Or if you can, I didn't. Let's say that. Yeah, it's not letting me cancel. I may just suck, but that's that. The next one is going to be what I like to call the burning money. And that's going to be with the forward 1. It goes forward 1 into 2. Oh, I'm sorry, forward 1 into 4. And I think it goes 3 after 2 after that. This is also very dangerous. This is probably more dangerous than the beginning one because they're both mid when they start up, meaning your opponent's going to have to deal with it, and it ends with a relatively fast low. I will get into why I think that's going to be a problem just a little bit later, but it's so good. Look at that. And let me tell you, this is going to be your monster chain online. So hear me now, monster chain, because your opponent's going to have to figure out how to deal with it at all times. Doesn't have great range, but it's not. It's also not horrible range. All right, so that's those. Those are those two. Then you start getting into your twos. This is actually a little fun one. It goes 2-1-3 and 2-1-4. If you do 2-1-3, you have a low that knocks your opponent in the air. It's pretty funny. The animation art is hilarious because someone comes out in a wheelchair. You're not getting a good look at them. Well, then let's go over to 2-1-4. He throws them across the screen. So you have a projectile based on this. I gotta check it to see if the counters work on it. But just imagine you're playing zoning. You got all these zoning options, all these things you can do. Hitting them, so on and so forth. Uh-oh, what we got going? Boom. And then you come in and you say, what was it? Boom. And it's a mid, so you can't just duck under the projectile. He's got, particularly in this variation, which we'll get to, a high projectile, a low projectile, and technically a mid projectile. That's crazy. After that, you're going to get the forward. This is going to be one that I think you're going to use more often than not. It also has your has a crushing blow. If your opponent, if this counters your opponent, you can get a crushing blow off that last hit. And when you do, just to show, it does pop up. So you will have. Hey, let me do it this way. And you can come to more damage. Hop in. Come on. There we go. It's an easy 35% damage. No bar. No bar. In addition, you'll have what's the other string? There's that one. You have your 3 strings, which is going to be your stomp, low, mid, which is a pretty good starter. And then you also have your forward mid into the overhead. It's kind of like Shang Tsung's. Shang Tsung has a kick like that as well. This one just adds the overhead, but it also has a crushing blow if only the second hit hits, and it does cause a knock up. I have not been able to get much off of it other than just like this. There you go. That's all I've really been able to get off of it. But if you're able to get it like that, is good on wake up. If you can make your opponent think, you know, kind of they're going to block low or something like that. Boom. And now you've got some damage and a crushing blow done. That's mainly his basics. There's something else I think I wanted to tell you guys, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But that's mainly his basics. It becomes far more of a problem when coupled with the fun of his variations. So let's take a look at those now. Okay, variation 1 is probably my favorite variation. It is probably my favorite variation. It's probably my favorite variation. Because you're able to do a bunch of things. Number 1, you get to keep your was it Bye Bye Birdie Boy? Or Birdie Boy Beatdown. What's up, Robin? What my name is? Now, you can also amplify that to a little extra damage. It ain't much damage when you start getting the combo. Like, just doing it now, it's 100 damage. When you start getting it's 120 if you do it this way, with the amplification. When you start doing combos, that doesn't make that big of a problem at all. It doesn't really make a dent. You also get to keep the Batsy Poo. This variation lets you cancel it for nothing. It doesn't take anything.
I'll save the day.
Don't bats like the dog?
You'll pay for this, Joker.
Pipe down, pipsqueak.
That's so cool. He talks to Batman, but
I'll save the day.
you can also amplify it. You don't have to hold it to amplify it. And if you do, you get a knock-up. That can be comboed. You also get there's a brutality that comes out of this. You have to be far away though, and hit the amplification. And it gets explodey, just a little explodey. Birdie Boy beatdown. You also get Batsy Pew 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 Pew, which is a nice low projectile. You can amplify this and make them stay on the ground. It's 4 shots. If they get hit by one, it's going to be difficult to kind of get around because those come pretty quick. Particularly online, it's going to be pretty difficult. You also have the parry. It's nice. I'm not going to go through the whole parry thing, but it's a parry. There's a what you call it with that one too. A fatal blow with that one too. Not fatal blow. Brutality with that one too. And then you have the CCDDEG. Dun 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 dun. CCDDEE. See, it's great. It hits both on the way up as well as on the way down. Ta-da! Can you? It blows up when you do that. So. Okay. Doesn't look like I can get much combo after it. Outside of the corner. In the corner, I'm probably able to do a lot more with that particular thing. Nope, not that way. Or yeah, okay. We're not gonna worry too much about that. This is where I feel like this is gonna be dangerous. And this is probably my biggest tip for using Clown Prince, which I don't think is gonna be the preferred variation right now. I think there's another variation that's a little easier. But Clown Prince is probably going to be my preferred variation because you get some mix-ups. This should be a mid. This should be a mid. Because it's an overhead, he has options. What options, you ask? Alright, so take this right here, right? Like I told you earlier, this can end with a low. Or it ends with an overhead now. That simple. Ends with an overhead now. So your opponent has to be on their guard at all time. Here's another one. Right? Ends with a low. And it's a pretty quick low. Now, ends with an overhead. That fast. Joker has all these neat options. And because there's so much you can do with it, you can go into... You go 1, 2... Wait, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3... Oh, you can do that. I didn't even think about that. You missed the first shot, but if your opponent's not staying on the ground, he now has to deal with the gunshots. And it pushes him back. So you can go back into this. Yo, this variation is nothing to play with. There's nothing to play with at all. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, also 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, okay, it didn't work that time. Now we have trouble. You see what I mean? I don't think we can do it that way, though. I don't think that works outside of this variation to be done like this. Because that has to be done on a counter. Maybe it does. I don't think it does, though. Either way, as you can see, very basically, Joker gets a lot. I guess that's what I meant to do. I meant to go through his combos. With his combo starters, that's a low, by the way. This is going to be his, like I said, this is going to be the least damage you're going to get, 48%, which is almost 50%. No, I'm sorry. 48.5 is not that great for a starter. But you're not going to be starting with that. You're going to be starting with... So now you're looking at 93 damage. I'm sleepy. I'm sorry, y'all. You're looking at 93 damage instead of just a random 48. Even with the mid, you're still looking at about 93 damage. If they don't have the bar and you get the launcher, it's going to be even more. So, couple that with the fact that that's the lowest. The second lowest starts with the low, which is back 3 into 2. You can finish it off to knock them away, or it's special cancelable. That is low, mid, overhead. So, you got options. Or low, mid, low. And your opponent's gonna have to be ready at all times. He's got mix-ups galore in this. Everything else he does, most of his other good combo strings, are like 90. That's 97. That's 97. So getting damage with him is not going to be that hard. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of times when you think you have worth the beat, and you will not. So all you're going to need is one hit. Now, I have found it difficult to combo into his Fatal Blow, but that's just probably going to be a practice thing. Like I said, I'm sleepy. But this variation, because the Birdie Boy beatdown is an overhead, and because he gets this shot down low, which you wouldn't think he'd be able to combo, but that's a combo. And I got you at full screen now. I'm just saying, man. This is a problem. Be careful of the Joker in Clown Prince variation. Let's take a look at variation 2 now. Okay. Variation 2, also known as Ace of Knaves. The Ace of Knaves! It's not a bad variation. What you're going to learn mostly about variation 2 is it's mostly about the box. Now you have this anyway. That hits there, and it also hits coming down. So you have options. With this one, you also get this one on the ground. I don't expect I'll be using this variation all that much, but you do get that, and it is a pretty good amount of damage. I mean, that's what, 90 damage? 70 damage off one hit. There you go. Now, the cool thing about it is, unlike this, unlike this version, which is very close and very static, I think this is called Jumping Jester. Yeah. Jumping Jester can hit from a bunch of different areas on screen, as long as you have the amplification. He has a short, a medium, and a far. So we'll be about here. Well, it hits on the way down now. It hits on the way down now. And hits on the way down now. Now the cool thing to know about this is it stuns your opponent for a pretty good bit. So that hits. That's a combo. I can hit, walk forward. Well, that one didn't combo, but I can hit, walk forward, combo. It's good to know that you have a pretty big amount of stun. You can pretty much get away, if you hit with that, you can get pretty much anything you want to on that. Look at that. So and now he's got to worry about that. And if I do it in a case like that, he's got to watch his feet too. I got all kinds of options I can do with that. In addition, you do get this move as well. It is known as the Jack in the Box. I don't like the Jack in the Box quite as much. It's nice. You still do short, medium, and long. How far does it go here? But as you see, it hits mid. The one cool thing is you can hit, if you're able to connect with the amplified version, it pops them up in the air and moves them towards you. So I'm sure that the more I play this, the more I'll figure out exactly the best ways to use that in a combo, or just in your regular setups. But I'm not really looking forward to it at this moment. That's pretty sweet though. So one more time. Let's try one more time. Oops. I messed it up. One more time. Okay, I didn't do what I wanted to do. But that's what you get. Ooh, you can even do this. All of these options. But again, it does hit mid. So they can block that. You know, they don't have to block it low or anything like that. Even though it looks like it's a low, it's not a low. It still goes with all your combos. And in this variation, you still also keep... Hang on. You still also keep the Birdie Boy beatdown. Birdie Boy beatdown, I missed it. As well as Batsy Poo. And the other variation has the counter, this one does not have the counter. But that's good to know. I feel like this is going to be more of your zoning variation, because once you're out here, even though you don't have the just straight low projectile, you got your gun, you can pester from a distance, pester in close with a good combo, always go into your moves to keep people out, and make them kind of keep an eye. And if you catch them on the ground with this, particularly if you got the meter, either of these two, this meter, it's going to be well worth it. And again, the more I get a chance to play this, the deeper I can delve into it. I might be able to find better uses for this Jack-in-the-Box. I just don't have it just yet. I like the range on that. And that's canceled too. Just standing 3, look at that. Look at that range. Yep. From here, just playing footsies. 150 damage almost. Whew. But that is the Ace of Knaves variation. Let's take a look at variation 3, and then we can call it a day on this particular character. Alright, and here we arrive at the final variation, the Madman variation. Variation 3. Now what you get in this variation is kapow and good luck. Both of these I love. So you still have your CCDEG. And you still have your Batsy Poo gun that you can still talk to.
I'll save the day.
And amplify. So that's all good. Let's start with the least practical but most fun. Fire on the flow, baby. And much like all the other fire, it's AoE, so you're taking damage. You can amplify it. Whoops. Gets a nice little knock up. Still in the fire though. I think it's important that they still land in the fire. But yeah, you have that option. Now in addition to that, you can hold the hold 3. It's the X button on this, but hold 3. And you can just empty this whole thing out and set the whole stage on fire. So now he's got to come to you. Now he's only taking 5 damage a second, but particularly if you're going to try to keep him out, that's a lot to deal with. As soon as he gets back in, oh, more fire. Now I like that because you can do it in combo as well. Let me try this. And now they've got to kind of come get you. I like that. And now they gotta come get you. Now they can throw projectiles and all that jazz, but whatever. And you can keep pressure on them. So I really like that move. You do lose Birdie Boy Beatdown on this one, but you gain this instead, and it has spectacular range. Even though I missed those two, you can get combos all day long. Just Now the best part about these combos is they are cancelable. So you get them in a mid combo. I think they recognized the potential Joker had, so they tempered some stuff down, including this. That's pretty sick. Let's go. You can side change on that. That is insane. Joker sick. And I recognize side changing is not as big a deal as it is in some other games, but that's ridiculous. Now, because it's kind of like the first variation, once you've knocked him up the first, or the basic variation, once you've knocked it up the first time, you're not going to be able to do it again with that same time. So if I go 1, 2, 1. Because he already knocked up, he's not gonna get that same flouty knock he would get otherwise. Like capitalize on it. That's not to say you can't combo, it just means you're gonna have to get further across the screen to do so. But it is available. And this variation is innate, because you can play with your giant boxing gloves. Oops. To your heart's content. I did combo that earlier, but I don't remember exactly what I did. Try one more thing. Oops. Yeah, there's gonna be a way to combo that, I just don't know what it is. And again, the more I play into this, the more I'm going to be able to kind of give you guys the full rundown on it. But just as a preliminary rundown, I think that most people are going to come with this variation just because hitting with that is a free combo. Like, if you just throw this out at unsafe distances, and his recovery is a little slow, but he moves backwards as he recovers. And if it hits, you can either keep him away, or you can get into the full-on punishment. You just have a lot of options, and I really enjoy it. I think that's what makes a lot of characters good, is to have options in a lot of places. So I'm happy to see that he can go so many different directions. Now, personally, I will prefer the first variation, just because I like Birdie Boy Beatdown more than I like these punching gloves so far. I like his low setup with the gun. I like a lot of things he puts together in that third variation. So that's what I would suggest to go with, or I'm sorry, the first variation. So that's what I would suggest to go with early on. Or not early on, as you want to get deeper into the character. Early on, I would suggest Madman, just because that's always an easy combo that I'm failing on. Good 25% damage just for that. It's great. I love it. So that's going to be the Joker. Those are his 3 variations. I'm going to look deeper into them. I'm going to have some online matches and a bunch of other stuff so you guys can see. Hopefully, you'll love what you see. And I'll get a little more in-depth as we go along. I didn't go into the throws and all that kind of stuff just yet. But hopefully I'll be able to show kind of what he can do a little bit better, even though I've kind of given you a primer in this video. If you like, feel free to hit that like button. If you want to leave a comment on something that you found with Joker, feel free to do so. I'm learning just like you guys learn. If you love this and want to see more content, please come subscribe to me. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when the next video comes up. We're probably going to be doing a lot of Mortal Kombat this week now that Joker's out. It's going to be great. I didn't get much sleep last night though, so time to hit the hay now, baby. Today's Tuesday. We'll try to get this up today on Tuesday. If not, it'll be up tomorrow on Wednesday. Either way is fine. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out!